Hello everyone and welcome to K-Sports Sunday. I'm Max Kleiman. It was a busy Sunday for New England sports teams with the Red Sox and the Patriots both playing today. Let's get into some Patriots highlights. Early in the first quarter, the Patriots at the 14-yard line. Brady out of the shotgun to Wes Welker, and the Patriots take the early 7-0 lead. Later on in the game, the Patriots down at the 1-yard line out of the I formation. Second down to the back of the end zone. Brady to Rob Gronkowski to take the 14-0 lead. The Patriots had a commanding advantage early in this one. Later on in the game, Brady is at the 26-yard line of the Bills and throws a beautiful spot-on pass to Rob Gronkowski to make it 21-0. The Patriots were in control here. Moving on into the third quarter, the Patriots are up 21-10. Fitzpatrick out of the shotgun to a wide-open Scott Chandler, and this game just got close. 21-17. Chandler jumps into the stands. Later in the fourth quarter, the Pats were down a touchdown, and Brady throws a fourth down pass to Wes Welker and ties the game at 31. This game was extremely close as it went on. Then in the fourth quarter, there's 3 seconds left. The game in the feet of Ryan Lundell, and he kicks the game-winning field goal to go 34-31. The Bills beat the Patriots. Brady throws 4 interceptions, the first time he's done that since 2006 in a game, and the Bills' first win over the Patriots since 2003. A disappointing loss for the Patriots. Now let's look around at other games around the league with some scores.
Scores.
So the Patriots, as we said earlier, beat Buffalo, lost to Buffalo 34-31. The San Francisco 49ers took down the Cincinnati Bengals 13-8. The Cleveland Browns beat the Miami Dolphins 17-16 in a close one, while Tennessee took down Denver 17-14. Also, Detroit beat Minnesota 26-23 in a comeback victory, and New Orleans in a shootout with Houston won 40-33. The Giants beat the Dream Team Philadelphia Eagles 29-16, while Carolina took down the Jacksonville Jaguars 16-10. Now we bring in our correspondents, Jimmy Young and Dylan, for some talk about the Patriots game. Guys, take it away.
All right, well, I'll start by just saying the defense was terrible. You cannot let up 34 points in a game. The offense did more than enough. If, the offense is basically giving them a win. When your offense scores 31 points, your defense should be able to hold the other team. But the defense just blew it for the Patriots. I mean, it was ridiculous. I know they had some injuries, but you cannot let that happen.
Okay, so here it is, the third game of the season, and the Patriots build themselves a big lead, and they give it away because you're right, Dylan, that defense is porous right now. They have problems in their defensive secondary. They can't put any pressure on the quarterback, and I'll tell you, Bill Belichick is going to be really, really pissed this week. I hate to use that word, but that's definitely how he's going to be because he was showing that on the sidelines. Let's talk about the end of the game because in a lot of ways the rules worked against the Patriots in this game. The rules of official review of every play after 2 minutes, under 2 minutes, every touchdown now, and certainly in the last 2 minutes. And what happened in that play is the Bills player, the running back, Fred Jackson, was brought down on the 1.5 yard line where
it was ruled a touchdown.
And on the field ruled a touchdown. They took the points off the board and gave the advantage and the ball back to the Buffalo Bills, much to the dismay of Coach Bill Belichick, who also got charged a timeout in that situation that he really didn't have a play, didn't really have a reason to call. And now, once again, we're taking a look at this, and you'll see on this play that Jackson was downed there. We're going to stop it in a second. You'll see the knee go down and the ball at the goal line. And again, first time out, ruled a touchdown. Reviewed by the officials, points taken off the scoreboard. And the ball, most importantly, handed back to Buffalo at the 1/2, probably the worst case scenario for the Patriots. And that's why Belichick was so upset about this.
And then the weird scenario where he got charged a timeout. He didn't even call a timeout.
No.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And at the press conference after, I don't know if you saw that.
I saw it.
But, when they asked him his questions, why he was yelling at the ref, he said he called a timeout, and he said he was arguing because he didn't get the timeout. But if you look at the footage again, he never called a timeout. What's going on?
Yeah. You know what? This is not going to go over well in New England. I think there's an issue in the league that they want to get every call right. But in that case, getting the call right gave a huge advantage to the team that was handed the football on the 1.5 yard line. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, it was an established rule that every play is reviewed, under 2 minutes.
Let's reverse it. If the Patriots were down would you have been just as upset about it?
I wouldn't have been upset about it because I know that rule. I know every scoring play is under review. I know all the plays under 2 minutes are under review. So I really wasn't.
But isn't that go against the competitive nature of the game? If you're a Patriots player and Jackson's running towards the goal line and has already ripped off another 35 yards because the Patriots defense is so porous, you're a competitive athlete. Your instincts are to cut them down and bring them down. Right. Whereas upon further review, if you'd let them score, your team gets the ball back with about 2 minutes to play in all their timeouts and has the ability, obviously, to go down the field for another tying score.
But I think Jackson is smarter than that. I think he would have needed at the goal line.
Now think about what you're just saying. You're going to tell me that he's running full bore, he's beat tacklers, he's right in front of the end zone, and you're going to say that his mindset, which is to run to the end zone, is going to be, oh no, I've got to stop right here because I can't score too fast.
Yes, I think he
Dylan!
is. He's a smart player.
No, he's not. He's a football player. He's competitive.
Player.
He's not going to do that. He's going to run to the end zone. Ask Max.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Max?
Dylan, I'm not really sure where you're going on this one. He's an NFL football player. They're not known to be the smartest of people per se.
Wait a second.
And
it's athletic instincts.
Even if he understands what's going on, even if he 100% knows what's going on in the game and to take a knee, the chances of him doing it are very low because, as you said, it's his athletic instincts. He is taught for his entire life as a running back to run to the end zone, to score the touchdown,
That's right.
and to take the lead in the game. So him taking a knee, it's just unreasonable. That wouldn't happen.
It goes completely against the instincts of an athlete, of a football player. You run to the end zone. Your goal is to get to the end zone. You're not thinking, oh, I get stopped.
Do you know the mind of Fred Jackson?
Yes, I do.
Tell me that. No, you don't.
How many professional athletes have you talked to? And I know you've talked to a few of them.
Have you talked to Fred Jackson?
It isn't Fred Jackson. It's an athlete.
No, but you don't know Fred Jackson. All NFL players' minds work differently, okay, Jimmy? All NFL players.
And you know this because why?
Because these guys go to different colleges, some with better education, some with not. I'm just saying.
It has nothing to do with the college. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the competitive
all
athletes.
All NFL players' minds work the exact same. They want to score. They're so focused on scoring and taking the lead.
Football.
2 years ago, Maurice Jones-Drew kneeled at the 1 yard line. Do you think Fred Jackson's not as smart as Maurice Jones-Drew? What's the difference between those two guys?
The difference is, in that situation, you run to the end zone. First of all, there's 2 minutes left. It's not 10 seconds, 40 seconds. There's 2 minutes left. Run to the end zone. Score the winning touchdown. Score the go-ahead touchdown.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for that awesome debate you had going there. Now we're going to send it to our very own Nick Englander for a breakdown of Aaron Hernandez.
Hi, I'm Nick Englander. Today we are talking Aaron Hernandez and the Pats. First of all, this is a huge loss for the Pats. They're losing a guy who has lost a lot and has been through a lot coming to the Pats. Now they still have Rob Gronkowski, who's still a great tight end, blocking and receiving. However, Aaron Hernandez opens up the game for the Patriots. He helped Tom Brady have 517 yards week 1 and 430-something week 2. let's take a video of how Aaron Hernandez can really is a big part of the Pats offense. Here, Tom Brady found him in the end zone against the Dolphins in the third quarter late. Now this play worked because of course the Dolphins were sold on the play action because Green Ellis had been having a big game in the red zone. Now, Hernandez is a big red zone threat, but he's also a threat in the vertical passing game. Here, Brady looks deep into the end zone and he finds Hernandez, who is a big target, which is a major thing, because oftentimes the linebackers having to cover Hernandez have struggled a lot because of his size. Here you can see the safety struggle with his size, and Hernandez beat him for the ball. He makes a nice catch. He's got very good hands, and he can also open up for receivers. Now here, in the next video, you're going to see here's why he is a big part of the passing game. In this video, Brady finds Rob Gronkowski in the end zone for a touchdown. Now, Hernandez is split out in this, and they double team him, which leaves Rob Gronkowski with one receiver on him. Gronkowski, being even bigger than Aaron Hernandez, catches it for a touchdown. Also, what Hernandez can do is open up a lot for receivers too, like Welker, struggling Ocho Cinco, and Deion Branch, who had a great game last week against San Diego. Now, the Patriots are going to be dealing with a pretty big loss, but I think they can get over this, and hopefully will roll next week against Buffalo. I'm Nick Englander from YBA Sports.
With your points about how important Aaron Hernandez is to the Patriots' success, but he didn't really seem to affect them a lot this week. The Patriots still go out and score 31 points without him, and I would say the more important loss this week was Albert Haynesworth on defense. As you can see, the Patriots, with no sacks, could generate no pass rush. So Aaron Hernandez important, not as important as other injuries this week. All right, we'll be right back after this with some highlights and discussion about the Giants and the Eagles. Stay tuned.